Hi my loves, I'm Anita Manager and welcome back to another episode of Sip and Simmer. We all may have our concerns and worries in life, but for the next 30 minutes, you're mine. We're here to have a drink, a snack, and a good time. This episode we are going to be making mini pork pies and a Tom Collins. If you'd like to contribute to the production of Sip and Simmer, my Venmo is Mrs. Anita Manager, and all the proceeds do go to making all the drinks and snacks we have here together. Tonight we have a new guest on the show, Christopher Bacchiero. He is never been on the show before. But before we invite him on, let's start with Anita Minute. Tonight I want to talk about our fur babies. For the human species, and no, this is not my segue of talking about aliens, even though I could talk about them for hours, but for us humans, there is no illusion to what was going on when we started quarantine. It was going to suck, and we all knew it from the beginning. But what about our poor little fur babies? They're happily unaware of what the tragic circumstances are outside, and they could be forgiven for thinking this shelter at home thing isn't half bad. But they would all get so they as animals don't really understand what's going on, so they would get the quality time that they never got before when we were all working. They would get midday belly rubs, they'd be able to play fetch for hours, constant attention, and a few weeks in, some pets are finding that they miss their alone time. They too wouldn't mind a little social distancing from us from time to time. As the quarantine period advised by public health concerns from weeks into nearly months for some, pet owners like myself are seeing their furry companions are leaving old habits behind. Some pets are growing clingy, and if your fur babies are anything like mine, they're anything more clingy than they were to begin with is a little bit scary. Some pets are reveling in the constant attention when it comes to their owners being home a lot more. Some don't seem to have any ideas that their owners' routines have changed, or if they do, they really don't care. But still others are finding the sudden disruption to be a stressful experience. What about babies like mine? I have two opposite ends of the spectrum. I mean, I can't do anything without them on a normal day, so what's going to happen when the lockdown stops? For pets with separation anxiety, like my little Cooper man, the transition out of a routine where their owners are home 24/7 and into one where the pets are going back to being home alone, even though they have each other, it won't be easy. I've been thinking a lot about making a smoother transition, maybe by gradually going out a little bit more and being away from them a little bit more, maybe make more home visits when you go back to work, or have a pet sitter come throughout the day just to get them into being home alone. We as humans are not the only ones noticing the widespread societal shifts brought on by the pandemic. That was a smart sentence, wasn't it? As we look ahead to the gradual return of some aspects of our life, we shouldn't forget the choices may have psychological effects on our pets as well. Now, I'm just a neurotic pet mama. I'm not a specialist, but I have a friend from Sam I Am Dog Walking and Training. Her name is Sam. If you have any questions and you would like to know anything more, like I know I will be using her, you can contact her on Instagram, and her handle is Sam I Am DW and T, Dog Walking and Training. So, if you're having concerns about your little babies like I am, fear not, Sam can help you, trust me. So, before we invite Christopher on, let's get our drink started. We're gonna have the Tom Collins tonight. I've got my shaker, I got my booze, and most importantly, I have our glasses. Well, I guess that's second most important, the booze comes first. All right, so in our shaker, we are going to do 1.5 ounces of vodka. We're gonna do 1 ounce of lemon juice. We're gonna do 1/2 ounce of simple syrup, and that's it. I'm gonna shake this up, and then I'm just gonna top each glass with some seltzer and call it a day. Now, for me, this is a delicious beverage. I would prefer it without the lemon juice and the seltzer and the simple syrup. Yeah, that's everything else. But it's gonna be delicious anyway. What's good about these is you can make a picture of them and serve them individually, and then just top off your glasses with seltzer, so that way you don't have to constantly make more. But it is always nice to have a fresh glass in front of you. Okay. And I've got my beautiful little soda stream bottle. Ooh, got a little excited there. Okay, so for the first time ever, we're going to welcome Christopher Bacchiaro on the show.
Hello. Hey, girl.
So, I don't know if you can tell just by the entrance and the mannerisms. But
it's me, Sienna
the
Rose.
Beautiful Sienna Rose.
Hi, guys.
So, welcome to the show for the first time as a boy.
Thank you. Well, I got really nervous when you started your whole thing, when you said we're going to have him on. I was looking behind me like, who? And then it was like, oh, me. Okay.
She's a man tonight, baby.
Well, yeah.
Wow, she's a little, well, we won't go there. But anyway, so thank you for coming on the show as a boy.
No problem.
I thought that would be fun to have everybody that we live with together on the show on Wednesdays. So Erin's still doing a lot of schoolwork. And next up will be my sister, out of drag.
Oh.
All right. So just in case anybody doesn't know, do you want to give out your boy handle or are you going to give out Sienna?
I'll give you both.
Okay.
My boy handle is Chris Boccaro, ChrisBoccaro. And of course, you all know me as Sienna Rose Official.
See, now, I have known you for a while now, and I
know.
still cannot spell your last name.
No one can say it, no one can spell it, so just call me Chris, or if I'm not, call me Sienna. I don't care. Just call me.
Every time I need to spell his last name, I either ask him or look at his Facebook.
Yep.
Okay, so, cheers. Welcome to the show.
Cheers, thank you. Ooh.
Ooh, that's tart. I like it.
It's not bad.
Okay.
Now, before we go any further, something has been bothering me.
Yeah, oh god.
This. I'm sorry. The D is just too far away. I hate when the D is too far away.
Oh god.
Don't you?
Gotta keep the D close.
Even in quarantine. Okay. Now we can continue on.
Okay, so. It's delicious. I love the lemon juice.
Right?
I could have lemon juice in
This is very refreshing. This is
Right?
a perfect, like, summer drink.
Right? Sitting outside, big sun hat, big sunglasses.
For you.
Oh. Okay. So, tonight we are going to be making mini pork pies.
Ooh.
Again, this is from Great British Bake Off.
Uh-huh.
So, I doctored it up a little bit.
Of course.
Because these are some old recipes with some little seasonings, so...
Ain't gonna fly in this house.
It was delicious last night, though, wasn't it?
It really was. Thank God you added those extra spices, though.
Yeah, it was just enough. But this one I didn't alter too much because it is pork, so pork has a lot of flavor. But there's also bacon in it.
Who doesn't love bacon?
Right? I mean, it's weird because over time I've grown accustomed to turkey bacon, and I will opt for that over bacon. As we all know, I've solved issues.
But nothing replaces actual bacon.
Right. So if you're going to do like a bacon, egg, and cheese,
Do it the right way.
extra bacon, please.
With extra cheese.
Right? Okay. So this recipe, the dough for it is very similar to the other short crust.
Great.
But it's different.
Of course.
So, what I have going here is I have, and again, these recipes are from the UK, so they are not imperial, they're metric, so I have the other that I'll post in...
The conversions?
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you, the conversions.
Whew.
We got there together.
Well, one of us quicker than the other, but...
Okay, so I have 100 grams of shortening, I have 40 grams of butter, and I have half a cup of water.
Okay.
So I'm just letting all of that melt together, and just as soon as it comes together, I'm gonna turn it off once everything's all melted, and then I'm gonna put in the flour and I'm gonna stir it by hand. I did do some research looking up to see if I could cheat and use the stand mixer because you know I hate mixing things by hand.
You do research on the food you're going to prepare tonight? Who would have thought?
Right. But it is actually suggested that you don't because you'll overwork the dough and it'll be chewy and gummy. Which makes sense because it's a lot more.
Oh, thank you, Gladys.
She's beautiful, huh?
Thank you.
So, my fats are melting. Ellen, hello. So I actually also did a little bit of research trying to see if I could do this vegetarian.
Okay.
I couldn't find a way. If you at home are watching and you can think of a way to do this recipe vegetarian, let me know and I'll post your recipe and I'll try it here. So we can see both ends of the spectrum. But like I said, this is a really old recipe, and the flavors are based on the meats. And I couldn't, like the one yesterday, it was steak.
Mm-hmm.
So steak, you can doctor it up with anything. So we can alter it with a bean. Mm-hmm. This I can't imagine doing with a bean because you would need to do a lot of work to it.
Yeah.
So if you are watching and you know a great pork substitute that is not meat, let me know. Okay, so I'm gonna have my drink ready. So this dough is super, super thick.
There we go.
If this is your first time joining us, every time I say thick, which is frequently, you take a sip. Okay, so make sure that you get some stretches in beforehand because this is hard to do. I'm not even making.
I don't know if you were trying to fist pump. I don't know what you were
Oh no,
to do.
like that's my.
Because that is an Anita move, the fist pump.
You know what? Okay.
You got your fur vest on. You're from Jersey tonight. Embrace the fist pump.
Okay, but yeah, like I said, this is like a super strong dough, and it is hard to get together. Like, I almost was like, screw it, it'll look good, even if it's gummy, and I was gonna put it in the stand mixer, but I didn't, and they look delicious. Okay, so we're all melted, everything's all ready to be incorporated, and now we're going to add the flour.
We're going to incorporate the flour?
We're gonna incorporate it.
Oh, yes.
In the recipe, it does say to do the flour slowly. I found that made it more difficult, and I was afraid that I was gonna overwork it and make it gummy. So I'm gonna do it. I did it before all at once, and it took a little bit more work. But I was just afraid that it was just gonna be too overworked to do it a little bit at a time. I'm not a short crust professional.
Okay.
So I had the luxury today of leaving the house.
Did you?
I did. I have to tell you, I'm very nervous when I leave the house. It's like, it takes like an emotional moment for me to like, okay, I have my going out clothes on. I have shoes that I could put in the washing machine. I've got my mask. I've got gloves. I have my hair covered. Like hair in a ponytail. Like, it's a lot. So, I went to Home Depot because I wouldn't have gone if I didn't need drain cleaner, but the sink in my bathroom, long story. Anyway, probably rhinestones.
Probably.
If I'm gonna be honest, it's probably a bunch of rhinestones down there. But so I went and I picked up some gardening stuff with my sister. And while we were out, our winner from yesterday's competition does not live far from us. So we social distance exchanged the gift.
Oh, wow.
So it was really cute. I got to see her, which was super nice because while I love all of you, it was nice to see somebody that I don't live with.
Right.
And yeah, so that's my long-winded way of saying thank you for getting everything right yesterday, Ellen, and winning a t-shirt. I can't wait to see a picture on my wall of you wearing it.
Yeah, so excited for that.
Okay. So, this dough has come together. So if you notice, I did give it like a moment to absorb the liquid, so that way I'm not overworking it. Because like I said, every single recipe that I looked up with this kind of short crust in it said if you overwork it, it's going to be like chewing gum.
Oh.
So the least amount of work you can do to this, the better. Which is my kind of recipe.
Exactly.
Okay.
I guess you could say it doesn't get any easier.
It doesn't get any easier than this!
That's the name of your cookbook. That is the name of your cookbook.
Yes! Patrick, if you're paying attention, Warren talks about a cookbook.
Ooh.
It doesn't get any easier than this.
That picture. Screenshot that. That's the cover.
Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I am going to dust. Oh, you have the dusting flour. Would you mind just giving me a little sprinkle?
A little sprinkle?
A little sprinkle.
On both of them or just one?
Just one, just right here, because this is going to be super quick and easy. Okay, so that's perfect.
Cool.
You want to be super, super, super stingy with the flour on the board. Because with a recipe like this that is measured to the gram, too much flour, again, will alter the outcome.
Oh, look at that.
So, all of you vegans out there who love your short crust because there's nothing in it. Oh, wait, that's a lie. Vegans don't eat butter.
Vegetarian?
Vegetarian, thank you. So there's no egg, there's no anything in this, and it makes the perfect, like, pot pie crust. If you're lazy like me and you don't want to clean your dish, if you're making a, what's the one with lamb?
That's the wrong
With
person.
the mashed potatoes on top.
Sounds like a lamb dinner to me. I don't know. it a pie?
Yeah, it's a
Game pie, meat pie.
shepherd's pie.
Oh, there we go.
you.
I would have got there eventually.
I usually put a short crust in my shepherd's pie, so that way it's less work cleaning the dish.
Okay.
Because it is a mother to clean a baked pie, like whether it be apple pie, game pie, any line your dishes. Parchment doesn't cut it because you scrape it off and then everything bleeds. It's a mess.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, so just a small little dusting of flour. I'm going to knead it for like a second just so it's smooth. You don't want to do too much work to it, like I said. I'm going to keep on repeating that because every single recipe had it in bold and almost all of them had it in a bright color. So I'm going to stress it like the recipes do. And because I am not a trained chef, I'm going to repeat what the experts say. How's that?
Sounds good to me.
All right, so that is pretty much what it looks like. It kind of looks like, what's that look like?
Play-Doh?
Yeah, it looks like Play-Doh. You know what? It looks more like silly putty to me.
Have you ever seen silly putty before?
Not in like 25 years.
That's not
Since I was born, 25 years ago. Okay, so, I'm going to wrap this in saran wrap, and this is the part that is very different from the other short crust because you heat it up. The other short crust you can leave in the refrigerator for up to 2 days. This one, 15, 20 minutes. You leave it longer than that, you're not going to be able to roll it out.
Good to know.
Okay, so this is going to go in, and through the TV magic, I'm going to grab the finished one.
Okay, we always love some good TV magic here at Sip and Simmer.
Okay.
And just like that, it's ready.
Corned beef pie, that's another good one. Thanks, Keely. So this afternoon, we had a Troop 429
Zoom card, a Zoom toast because it's Troop Day 429. Is April 29th. I had to think for a second there.
At 4:29 p.m.
Yes, that was really cute. It was
so fun.
Nice to see everybody that we work with, all of our the bar's patrons, and everybody that we don't get to see, here and there.
And then some people who watch the show were on there too,
thank you
which
so
was
much
awesome.
for
Thank
Sip
you.
and Simmer viewers who decided to come on over and have a nice little cheers with us, a little toast. That was really nice.
Okay, so now I am going to line the dishes. So we're going to use ramekins, which are the same things that you bake a souffle in or whatever. So what you're going to do is you are going to lightly butter them.
Okay.
And then I'm just going to roll out the dough and we're going to press it into place and then cut it flush across the top and then we'll go from there.
Sounds good to me.
Do you want to butter some ramekins for me?
Sure, let's do it.
I think it's been a little bit longer than 15 minutes for these.
Oh, no. Good thing you're strong.
Just want to soften it a little.
Okay.
All right. Thank God for body heat. All right. So I'm just going to slide this over. That's too hot.
That's fine.
It's not a fire, so we'll just have a little melt. We won't have a fire tonight. All right. So also, quick little announcement about tonight's show. Tonight is the first night that Sienna will be torturing me with the question.
Ooh, a little payback.
Yes. We are going to be doing...
The Price is Right.
The Price is Right. Which... Usually I'm pretty good about remembering how much stuff costs, but I feel like I'm not going to remember a damn thing.
Probably not.
So, is it Sienna or is it Chris?
Like I said before, call me Sienna, call me Chris, just call me.
So, I go back and forth. Usually when she's in drag, like, I don't make a mistake. But when she's out of drag, I'm like, Chris,
But it's never Chris, it's always full name, Christopher. Never
yeah, but I do that for all of you. We have Christopher, Gregory, and Nicholas. Okay, so as you see here, I'm just working the dough into all the crevasses.
Ugh. Don't ever say that again.
And then the dough is going to be sticking out around the top. And then what you're going to do is you're just going to fold it over. And then everything that hangs over, you're just going to pinch off. So that way you get a nice, clean top to your ramekin.
Look at that.
All right. So I'm going to do 2 more. Because the fun part about Savory Week is I only have to cook once a day because this is also our dinner.
Let me do this one too, then. I'm going to do 2 more.
Okay. So, and I'm actually really curious talking about cooking and everything.
Yeah.
How many of you out there have actually made the recipes? I know a few people have sent me pictures. But anybody who's watching, if you have made any of my recipes, whether it was because you watched the show or you made them before, I'm very curious to see how your recipes came out and how mine measured up to yours. I'm gonna be realistic with my wording right now.
And same thing goes with the drinks. If you guys are drinking along with us, take a selfie, post them in the comments below.
In the comments, or would that be the chat room of the video?
Comments. It's
oh,
the
okay.
comments, the comment section.
Okay, so if you guys are all older than 25, which I'm pretty sure that some of you are, it's a chat room.
It's not.
It's an active chat room.
No.
It is.
It's really not.
It is.
No.
Your handle is your name. That's the only difference.
Oh, God. Do you remember your old handle?
I don't want to say it.
Say it.
It was friggin' freak.
Nothing's changed.
You think I was going to lie?
I actually don't remember any of mine, but they were probably like ridiculous.
And so,
probably had something to do with Lady Gaga or Danny the Kane, somewhere in there.
So growing up, my cousin Julie, hers was O-O, Julie O-O-O. But every other O was uppercase and every other was lowercase, and she did it to look like bubbles.
Okay.
Not how it looked. And because Julie and I did everything together, mine was XX, Anthony, XXX,
Why?
to look like popped bubbles.
You didn't think of that.
Did not look like pop bubbles. Surprise! I got a lot of messages.
I'm sure you did, girl.
That were very inappropriate for somebody of my age.
I'm sure you didn't mind them.
No, God, no. I also went by Tiffany in chat rooms, so...
The original catfish, okay.
You're damn right.
Right,
Okay.
yeah.
So I'm gonna get this last one going.
Okay.
Do you want to start getting the filling going?
Sure.
I think this is gonna be the first time we're switching sides.
Oh my God, let's do it.
All right, ready?
Some TV magic.
Ready, set, go.
Look at that. Okay. Oh, I feel so weird now. Just everything being on my
Right?
left side.
Oh my God, it's so unsettling.
Let me go back. I
Okay.
don't like this.
So we'll switch back as soon as I get this done and you get that done.
Okay.
Okay, so what we're gonna do is I did alter this part of the recipe just because the original recipe was a lot of work and it was unnecessary.
Okay.
So what you're gonna do is you are going to take your pork and you're gonna have 475 grams of pork. I use the tenderloin and just cut it up into little cubes, and then you're gonna put that in the food processor.
Okay. Let's see if I can remember how to do this.
Perfect.
Oh, look at that. If you just find the little buttons and press them, something will happen. Ooh. Wasn't expecting all the juice.
Okay, so on top of that, we're going to put in 125 grams of bacon.
Okay.
Now, the original recipe just said to poach this until it was broken down a little bit, and then it told you to chop an onion. Why are you going to chop an onion when you have a food processor
Right.
in front of you? So, we have an onion over there, and I just need to grab a knife.
Onion, and then we'll switch with a knife. Sure.
Okay, so all you're gonna do is you are just gonna cut off the skin. Okay, you're gonna start. Have you ever watched me cut an onion before? Okay. So you go for the butt first.
Okay.
And
I remember that now.
And then the top.
Yeah.
And then you just take the knife and you cut through that first layer. And then you have a peeled onion.
Look at that.
Okay, so if you could just quarter that.
Right.
And then you're gonna throw that into the food processor because we like when things are easy.
Girl, I make things really complicated when it doesn't have to be.
Okay, and then we're gonna just put in our seasonings.
Okay.
Yeah, super simple, super easy. So the original recipe called for salt and pepper.
Salt and pepper. Salt
That's
and
it.
pepper.
That's all.
Okay, I think maybe this one.
Okay,
Is this salt
so
and pepper?
what I did was because pork, it's nice to like give it a little. Oh, I'm sorry, it was salt, pepper, and sage.
I was gonna say something smells.
So what I did was a super fun thing that you can mix with sage that people really don't think of is nutmeg. So I added a little bit of nutmeg.
Okay.
So it's sage, nutmeg, salt, and pepper. And then in the other one it has parsley and oregano. So I made it Italian.
Of course. Okay, and you just go right in?
And then everything just goes right in. And then put the lid back on it, pulse it 10 times, and then we fill.
I think
Is
that's
it?
on. There we go. And then. Just like that?
I would do like 2 or 3 more. Perfect.
Okay.
All right, and then you've got a spoon over there.
Yep.
Yep. So then what you're gonna do is you're literally just going to,
Fill
you want to
these?
pack them. You want to
Got
make
it.
sure that these are like solid filled. We are gonna put a lid on it, and then we're gonna bake them, and then we're gonna let them rest, so they will be completely cooked. I know you have to be careful with pork. So yeah.
Cute.
So as we're doing all the busy work,
Okay.
you want your payback?
Let's do it. Okay, so
Okay.
we are going to play The Price is Right. Because Anita, you would say you do probably most of the food shopping here,
I do.
right? I'd say probably about 90%.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see how right you are in food prices. Now,
Okay.
all these foods tonight are quarantine essentials.
Okay.
The stuff that we here go through the most.
Okay.
So you buy these every week.
Oreos.
No, I didn't put that on there. Okay, so the first one
Okay.
is a gallon of milk, according to the USDA, in Hartford, Connecticut. So I looked at the whole study. The price of milk has not changed in Connecticut for the past 3 months.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So
Come on, Connecticut.
look at that. Is it A, $2.89, B, $3.29, or C, $3.59?
Okay, so it's definitely not in the 2s. So I'm gonna get rid of A right away.
You
It's
sure?
definitely not 2.89.
Okay. You're very sure of that.
I feel like I am now. I'm questioning it. I am so easily swayed. Yeah, no, I'm pretty confident that it's not in the 2s.
Okay.
And $3.59 just sounds like a lot for milk.
So you're going to go with B, $3.29?
It seems like such a I mean, they all seem like random. Yeah, I'm gonna go with $3.29 B.
Okay. Now in the comment section, feel free to comment below as well. But the correct answer is actually C, $3.59 for a gallon of milk in Connecticut.
Wow, we spend $11 a week on milk.
Yeah, we do.
To be fair, that's 6 people, so it's not
Sure.
like, you know. All right, so if you can hand me a done one,
There
and
you
if you
go.
can hand me the egg with the brush.
The egg wash?
Yes.
Sure thing.
Come through with the terminology,
Mhm.
egg wash. Okay, so now what I'm doing is I'm rolling out the remaining dough that we used that didn't go into the sides of the ramekin to about the width of 2/4. You want this a little thick. You want this to be a little thick because you want it to be able to hold everything in and also be able to withstand all the steam that the pork and the bacon are going to give off.
Right.
The fattier the meat, the more steam that it's going to let out. So you just want to make sure that it stays on top and keeps the heat in because that's also what's going to help it cook. If not, it's going to take a lot longer to cook and it's pork. You want to be careful.
Right.
So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take our egg wash and I'm just going to brush the edges of the dough that's on the walls of the ramekin. And then I'm going to place this guy on top and I'm just going to give it a little bit of a press. And then I'm just going to press it down around the edges of the ramekin with my thumb and call it a day.
Cute.
Okay.
Okay, so while you're
So-
doing that, do you want another question?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not doing well so far, so I might as well go with it.
Okay, so Pepperidge Farm Hearty white bread.
Okay,
we
that's
go
the
through
bread
like
that we use.
we go through like 2 or 3 loaves a week. It feels like.
Yeah.
So is it A, $3.59, the same price as a gallon of milk? B, $3.99, or C, $4.29?
So, $3.59, absolutely not. Bread is always more expensive than milk. But now I was so confident before, now I'm questioning everything. Okay, I'm gonna have to go with C, $4.29.
So you're choosing $4.29?
Yeah, oh.
I'm so sorry, Anita, but the actual price of the Pepperidge Farm Party White Bread is $3.99.
I'm not doing well, guys.
No.
I would feel bad for you, but I don't.
Okay, thank you. But I mean, at least by this portion, I normally get at least one right.
Wow.
You're 0 for 2.
I know.
Do you want to try 1 for 3? One for 3? Is that how fractions work?
Yes.
Ratios?
But before we go on,
okay.
let me just get this one on. Would you mind grabbing a fork?
Sure.
And we're going to put some air holes in the tops of these.
Okay.
So if you wouldn't mind, can you do 3 across? Like this way?
1, 2.
Yep.
Okay. This is therapeutic.
Perfect. And then 1 on either side. So you're gonna put in these tiny little ramekins, you're gonna put in 5 stabs of the fork. It seems like a lot.
See this, but
come on, Instagram hands.
YouTube. You're on YouTube now. Get it right.
No. So you're gonna want to make sure that you do at least 5. If you do more, you're gonna be shredding the dough. But if you do less, you run the chance of it popping off. And
pop off, girl.
Yeah, we don't want that. So if you wouldn't mind doing that one.
Sure.
And then we'll get to, how many are there?
I think I did 5 tonight.
Oh boy, okay, all right.
So you have more chances to at least get 1.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
And it's embarrassing because I literally do the shopping for 6 people every single week.
You do. So now moving on to more quarantine essentials.
Okay.
A dozen of Eggland's best white eggs.
Okay, this one's not fair. I buy milk, I buy bread, but when I buy eggs, I buy 5 dozen at Costco.
Okay.
There's no comparison between
Okay,
the
but
two.
for the average household out there, they're gonna buy a dozen.
Okay, all right.
So let's see if you can get this one correct.
Okay.
Is it A, $2.89, B, $3.89, or C, $4.49 for 1 dozen?
Okay, so I feel like $4.49 I would go with if they were organic because everything organic is overpriced.
Amen.
And don't waste your money on organic because half of it's a lie anyway.
Oh wow.
Little
You're calling out the food companies.
Okay. And I feel like $2.89 is too cheap. So again, I'm gonna go with B.
So you're going with $3.89.
Dude, am I really off? Do you guys think that I'm that off on all of my answers?
Today, for number 3, you are correct.
Yes,
You
finally.
got 1.
Wow, 1 out of 3 so far. Okay. So, in between. So, I'm just gonna get this last one on. Would you mind just doing it? Oh, I forgot to egg wash this one. Okay, after I egg wash this one, would you mind just doing a quick little egg wash?
On top?
On top of the ones that have already been stabbed.
Sure.
And then my little quick tip is I like to egg wash after I've stabbed for the air holes, but then always make sure that you go back and make sure that those holes
Are clear, yeah.
Because if you put it into the oven with the egg wash filling those holes, the chances are it's going to seal, and then you're going to, again, lose your lid. I almost said lose your top.
Yep.
How does it feel being the question master?
I like it. Even though I don't remember the answers, so I have to wait for them to be highlighted in front of me before I can tell you if you're right or wrong. But, you know, we'll get there. Okay. Moving on to number 4.
Okay.
Simply orange juice. The orange juice that we buy.
We buy Kirkland.
Whatever. It looked the same in the picture. So, the green top and the white leaf. Okay, whatever. So, simply orange juice. A, $3.29.
Okay.
B, $3.79. Or C, $4.19.
Simply Orange Juice is a name brand, so it's going to be more expensive. So
Perhaps.
I don't believe it's going to be $3.29.
Very quick to rule that out.
Stop! You know how easily influenced I am.
I know. That's what makes it fun.
I'm gonna go with $4.19.
Are you?
$4.19.
$4.19.
Do you guys think I'm being ridiculous thinking that orange juice is $4.19 a bottle? Because, well, to be fair, so what I do is I go through Costco and then I go through the circulars for the grocery stores. Costco, the orange juice is $8.99 for 2 containers. So that's 9. 9 divided by 2 is
4.5.
4.5. So I'm gonna go with $4.19.
Well, you are correct.
Ding!
Look at you go.
Okay.
You're on a roll now.
Yes.
Do you want to try your luck with the last one?
So right now I have a 50%, right?
Yes.
So I could go up to passing
or repeat this course again next year.
Okay, so let's go with the last one.
Okay. A 5-pound bag of Stop and Shop all-purpose flour. A 5-pound bag of Stop and Shop brand all-purpose flour.
Okay.
It's
a yellow bag, I know that.
It's blue. Is it A, $2.09?
The sugar is yellow.
There you go. B, $4.37. Or C, $5.89 for a 5-pound bag of Stop and Shop all-purpose flour.
Okay, so a 5-pound bag is what I assume to be the smallest one. As you guys have noticed, I do a lot of baking and cooking. I buy my flour at Costco and I buy a 25-pound bag. The 25-pound bag is I think it's $20.
Okay.
So that's $1 a pound. So I don't think it could be $2.09.
Okay.
It's a 5-pound bag.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the Stop and Shop store brand, and they're usually overpriced. So I'm gonna go with C, $5.89.
You're gonna go with $5.89? I'm so sorry. It is actually $2.09.
No way!
It is.
Maybe a 20-pound bag of flour is $10 then. It's Costco. I don't know.
It's Costco.
I'm so upset that I didn't do well. When you told me that this is what we were doing, I was pretty confident.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. Okay.
Well.
Alright, so.
But I mean, good job on getting the 2 out of 5?
Yeah.
Yeah. You got 2 correct. That's pretty good. It's more than I would have gotten.
That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
No, let's talk about extreme couponing for a second. They're crazy. If I had...
Don't act like you wouldn't see this woman on extreme couponing.
Okay, let me tell you something. First of all, absolutely. Second of all, I don't have time for the binders and the things. When we lived in Seattle, I tried doing it. 1 week I got through. 1 week. Do you know how much money I saved in that 1 week? $10. $10 for at least 20 hours worth of work. From going through the circulars, driving to all the stores, standing in all the lines. No, thank you. No, that's 50 cents an hour.
Okay, but I mean, some of these women, they get money back when they go grocery shopping. The
guess,
prices are in the negative, which I've never seen, which is insane.
I don't know.
So God bless them.
Mind-boggling. I think it's crazy.
Well.
All right. So what we're gonna do is we are going to put these in the oven for 50 minutes.
Yep.
At 400 degrees Fahrenheit.
Ooh.
So since we're gonna switch back anyway, I'm just gonna. Okay.
Look at that.
So,
back at home. Okay.
So when they go into the oven, they're gonna look like this. I'm gonna grab the finished product.
Okay. I'm so excited for these. Ooh, those look good.
So I like to bake them on aluminum foil, so that way there's no cleanup. And when they come out, this is what they're gonna look like.
Oh, look at that.
So they're basically like pork chicken pot pies. That's it.
Yep.
Individual pork chicken pot pies.
Okay. Cute.
So they're delicious. I'm so ready to eat them. I want to thank you for coming on the show.
Of course.
It's nice to have you here for the first time.
I know, the getting ready time was so much easier today.
So we will see you back tomorrow.
Oh, I think you will.
All right. So I want to thank all of you for watching. Again, if anybody would like to contribute to the production, my Venmo is Mrs. Anita Manager. I want you all to have a great night. I'm Anita Manager, and you guys are amazing.
Bye, guys.
These do really came out
I know.
perfect.
Can we make these so we can eat dinner because I'm
Yes.
starving and these look delicious.
And look how clean they look. Like they're like perfect little mounds.
The little glaze, like the little shimmering, these